asking for a friend on the Morning Hustle.
So, I went out on a date with a guy, and I'm so confused because I think we slept together, but I just don't remember. This was our third date at this point. And so we had a few drinks at dinner. He dropped me off, and I had to use the restroom because we were talking in the car for so long after, while he dropped me off. So I invited him in. And then the next morning, when I woke up, I was naked. He was gone, and my front door was locked. I don't know if we had sex and if it was bad. I just don't remember. Or I don't know if it was something worse.
Have you spoken to him about this?
He hasn't, reached out to me, and it's been a couple of days.
The only person that can tell you the truth is him, unless you have cameras. Well, let's see what our hustlers think.
866-HUSTLE-8, we asking for a friend. Ooh, this sounds very, very shaky, man. We got Columbus on the check-in. Good morning.
It's giving CeeLo.
Man, I don't know. That story kind of gave me chills a little bit. She might need to first go get tested and then might have to call the police, especially with him not reaching out to her. That don't sound right, man. Something happened that night. I don't know.
Definitely sounds like it. Honey in Atlanta, good morning.
I mean, there's two ways to look at it, of course, but there's only one way to really know because he could lie. Anything could have happened. But the only way to really know is to fake it. Do the same thing again, but fake it. Put cameras in your house, fake it. Like, see if he would sleep with you if you really were passed out. Like, see if that's what happened, because he could lie and say he didn't do that, but he really did. Or they really could have just had chemistry and she just really don't remember, because sometimes as women, we do that. We just don't remember. But that's the only way to know is to fake it.
That is so risky, though, to set yourself up again and put yourself in a possibly uncompromising position just to try to catch somebody doing something. Because if he's bold enough to do that, there's no telling what else he might do.
I'm so confused. Catch him, like, having sex with you while you're drunk? Like, I just don't understand what would be the purpose of pointing that. Like, ultimately, he disappeared for a reason. He didn't come around. So why do you think he would come back around so you could set him up?
Yeah, nah, good point. Veli Cleveland, what up?
Man, all right, this is a real close topic to me because it's happened a couple times where the girl had the alcohol, and maybe it's a girl that you know what I'm saying, that maybe the one come on to you before, but then after they had the alcohol, they come on to you aggressively sexually. And then maybe the next day they say, okay, they didn't remember what happened. They don't remember doing that, this and that. But they're the ones that came on to you aggressively, sexually, while they were drinking or whatever, inebriated or whatever. But they came on you. So what's the call on that? I mean, that's a hard one to call. And then the next day they say they don't remember so and so, but they the ones came on to you aggressively.
The fact that he said this has happened a couple of times disturbs me. But at the same time, if you know somebody is inebriated or intoxicated or whatever the case, and they're not in their right state of mind, and you remember enough or know enough to do so, why can't you just wait? If this is somebody that you know wants you, why can't you just be like, how about we just do this tomorrow? Because clearly you're not in your right state of mind. Like,
some people are so whack low that that's the only way they can get it.
But cracked, for him to say this has happened, the guy that just called, he said this has happened to him a few times. It's like, sir, what?
Well, at first I thought he was like trying to lead to the fact that they were drugging him. You know what I'm saying?
No, and he's not.
Yeah, but then it's
because think
up.
about it. That could be your daughter. That could be your niece. That could be your sister. How would you feel if somebody did that and took advantage of your sister, your daughter, your niece? Like, and people have to start looking at it in that space. I get it. Y'all were out drinking together, but at some point she got too carried away, and that's not when you take advantage, you disgusting person.
Yeah, I mean, and also you can't necessarily always put yourself in positions where they're like, there's alcohol readily available, because like if all you go to meet people is bars, this is going to happen to you at a higher frequency than not, because, the atmosphere is set, everything is readily available, and you kind of putting yourself in a trap. Yo, Detroit, was good.
At the end of the day, if that door was locked and it ain't nowhere to lock it from the outside and she still got her house keys, then I'm going to have to believe she wanted everything to happen to happen.
That's a little, I don't think so, man. Like, I mean, you want to be in full control of everything that's happening to you, while it's going down. You want to remember your first experience with somebody new. I mean, wouldn't you?
Period. And what if he snuck out the window? What if like, who knows what this man did because he knew that he did foul stuff? You know, like, people come to great extents when it comes to, and maybe she did lock the door, right? But you knew enough to know that she wasn't in her right mind once you left that house, once you drove your car, once you did whatever. You were more in your right mind, obviously, because it's something you remember that she doesn't.
What I will say, going back to the caller before this guy, is, you know, when alcohol has more control over you than you have control over yourself, you can get not only, like, you know, yourself set up and put in a bad situation, but also you can set somebody else in a bad situation. Because let's just say if you was the female who got drunk, didn't remember it, and you were the aggressive one, like my man was saying, and then the next morning you don't remember nothing, you file a police report, now he go down, you think something happened, you know, it's just bad. So know your limits. Dudes, if you out here walking around with pills in your pocket, drugging people, chill. Because, like, you know, your comeuppance day. Like, look at Bill Cosby. It will get you one day. You may get away with it for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30. At some point, man, it could come back and take everything from you, man. Don't play yourself, man. Appreciate your calls.
We are the Morning Hustle.